Accused of crimes so heinous, he faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars. He's denied all charges. And just a warning, this story contains accounts, descriptions, and visual content of actual or alleged events that some may find disturbing.
Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The following is a verbatim reading of the courtroom exchange from Friday, May 16, 2025, in the federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs. All speaker lines appear exactly as they were spoken. Only the narrator's commentary has been added for clarity and flow. Nothing here has been exaggerated or taken out of context, and some words remain partially censored to comply with YouTube policy. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty.
We have evidentiary issues.
Tell me about them. Should have been in writing.
We don't understand why they are taking time, objecting to our exhibits.
They are proposing to use a video of Mr. Combs walking in nature, talking about God. It is improper, invited jury nullification.
Let's hear it.
This was about him being in rehab, which Miss Ventura didn't remember. So we want to refresh her recollection with this.
It cannot be played for her in front of the jury.
We have headphones.
Our jury is ready. Any more issues?
If the R is after the charged conduct, it shouldn't have come in. It's a huge issue for us.
It's not a huge issue. You didn't raise it at the time.
We thought we could cross on it.
All rise, good morning. You are still under oath, Miss Ventura.
You believe Mr. Combs was blackout for the InterContinental event.
I believe he was intoxicated. Everyone's definition is different.
But you said blackout. What did you write here?
I wrote, when you get effed up the wrong way. And alcohol.
Here Mr. Combs writes to you, I am so horny for you.
This is not in evidence.
Here Mr. Combs is asking you for S, soon after the InterContinental, right?
I was saying who he felt.
What did you write back?
I wrote, we need a different vibe than Friday at the InterContinental.
Mr. Combs wrote, FCK Friday, I don't even want to do that again. What did you write?
I wrote LOL true.
Mr. Combs suspected you're of having an affair with someone else in the industry. What happened when he took your phone?
We were in a car and he told me to call my mother. When I did, he grabbed my phone and took it.
It was a big fight.
He was just gone.
For how long?
A few hours, until my mother called the police.
Did Mr. Combs go through your phone?
I think so, and he called someone on it.
The person you had an affair with, an NFL player.
I don't know if he's playing anymore.
But he was an NFL player, and he was jealous. Wasn't there a time he found out you were dancing with another person in the entertainment industry, and took your phone, right?
I don't remember.
It was Chris Brown.
I was not dancing with him.
Look at this, it's from 2013.
Now I see.
What else did Mr. Combs take?
My car, my passport, when he was angry.
Let's refresh you about Mr. Combs being in rehab.
I vaguely remember.
Why did you go to Sedona?
I went to Arizona to get away from the drugs.
I'm going to go to a new topic. Mr. Combs told you to get the video you'd heard about. What did you write?
I wrote, you keep putting me down.
I'm going to play you some audio.
For the record, the courtroom audio system piped in a heated 2014 phone recording. Cassie Ventura's own voice is heard first.
If you saw a video of someone FC King me, who was FC King me, you have it, why didn't you show me? 'Cause I'm not disrespectful, bro. If you don't show me, I will K you, cut you up. I will FC King K you. I've never K'd anyone in my life. I am going to FCK you up. It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. I'm not playing with you, so just tell me.
That was you, right?
Yes.
Did Mr. Combs express concern about these videos being released?
When?
Ever?
Yes.
The escort Jonathan, you thought he took a video?
Yes.
Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure the video did not get released.
I don't know.
You had a conversation with Jonathan Oddie that was transcribed.
I'm not sure.
He was volatile.
I didn't trust him.
What did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought Mr. Oddie was recording?
He said he'd take care of it.
Are you aware of an escort leaving comments on Mr. Combs' Instagram page?
I am not.
Now let's talk about rehab. Do you still take Suboxone?
Something like it.
What does it treat?
Opioid addiction.
Objection.
Overruled.
You wrote a book in rehab the place treats sexual compulsion.
Objection.
Sidebar.
Did you get neurofeedback therapy?
Yes.
What is it?
They hook something up to your head and show you things. See how you react.
Were you told the effects of it?
Help me with my trauma.
Did you participate in EMDR?
Yes.
What does it do?
Memories and processing them.
The idea is you recall prior traumatic memories, like for PTSD. You were being treated for PTSD.
Yes. I was still physically developing.
You were 22.
Women keep developing after 22, don't you think?
But you're not suggesting you were still physically developing after 22.
I am not.
This message is about having a freak-off without ketamine, right?
May I confer with counsel?
No, but we'll take a break.
The jury files out for a brief recess. With the panel gone, housekeeping dominates the conversation. With jury out,
Witness list by Sunday 5 p.m. As for these long text messages, use binders so we can save time. Now real break.
after 20 minutes, the jury returns and testimony resumes.
Mr. Combs wrote, "You're so predictable. You've said you were going to tell him you didn't want to do freak-offs anymore, but you didn't say it, did you?"
I did not.
Here, you were suggesting freaking off with a girl. You say you found a photo of Mr. Combs with Gina while you were staying with your parents in Connecticut, right?
Yes.
You decided to break up with him, and he didn't threaten you, but suggested couples counseling.
I don't know.
In August 2018, you called it a closure conversation. Mr. Combs was inviting you to Burning Man, right?
Yes.
I'll read, Mr. Combs, you have anger.
I wrote, "My family knows. I'm not running around telling our business." I wrote, "I don't need you to be taking care of Kim and Gina. I needed you to put me first."
Please read these.
I wrote, "You lied to me. She never went away. It was the nail in the coffin."
You meant Gina, the foe.
Yes.
With that final admission, court breaks for lunch. Judge, counsel, and witness will reconvene at 2 p.m. for redirect. The drama continues, and we'll be back with every word the moment the afternoon session ends.
Miss Ventura, you loved Mr. Combs, correct?
I did.
For 11 years, you took care of him.
In some ways.
You called him larger than life.
I did.
Others called him Diddy or Puff Daddy, but you called him Sean, right?
Yes.
You knew a version of him the rest of the world couldn't see, right?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, but was overruled.
In ways.
You kept coming back to him for 11 years.
I wouldn't say coming back.
You believed he loved you too.
I did believe he loved me too.
So when he cheated on you, it hurt.
Not every time.
At this moment, the defense said, "Bring up this defense exhibit." But the prosecution objected and said it was not an evidence, and the judge agreed that it was not an evidence. Then they continued.
Miss Ventura, read this just to yourself. Why did you send this message?
To let him know I was going to dinner.
What was going on when these messages were sent?
I'm not sure.
What was going on in your relationship then?
It was early. We were loving.
I offer it.
At this moment, the prosecution objected on the grounds of being offered the truth, but was overruled.
Please read.
I wrote, "I love you, smiley face. I'll fly anywhere for you. I love you, Cass."
This 2009 email.
At this moment, the prosecution objected on the grounds of hearsay, and the judge told the defense to ask more questions.
From BlackBerry, what is BG?
Baby girl.
What did you write?
You hungry, pop pop.
And Mr. Combs wrote to you, "We are so in love, we don't do anything else." How long had you been seeing each other?
Like 2.5 years.
Please read this, 1364.
I haven't talked to you at all. You don't even try. You rush me off the phone. I'm really hurt. I don't need your money, I need some attention.
You wanted your special time with Mr. Combs.
Yes.
You testified that you told him, "I love you so much, you make me a better woman."
I definitely wrote those messages.
You wrote, "I can't wait until we have a baby of our own." You knew that he had 6 children at the time.
Yes.
Now these messages about freak-offs when you say, "You know it doesn't matter to me." You mean weekend or weekday, either is fine.
That's what it says.
Mr. Combs says, "Maybe we can call Jules." Can you do it?
Yes.
This was an explicit message from you about the upcoming freak-off.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it ended in a recess called by the judge. But once they returned, they continued.
Miss Ventura, this is from Mr. Combs to you. You respond with an extremely explicit message, right?
Yes.
This is 2 days after planning a freak-off, right?
Yes.
He said, "I want to see." How did you reply?
I can't wait either.
You wrote, "I feel like I want to censored," right?
That's what it says.
Mr. Combs says, "I'm so horny I can't concentrate." What do you say?
That I'll go to Dwayne Reed for candles. and then set up the room.
Did you understand that he was gonna take another video of you?
At this moment, the prosecution objected on grounds of speculation, and the judge told the defense to move on.
You ask, any pills on you?
Yes.
What pills were you taking then?
Opiates.
You deleted videos on your devices, right?
Yes.
What did you write?
That I need to feel this is my husband, the only one who will see this side of me.
Were you afraid that Mr. Combs was only seeing you for censored in this way?
That was a concern.
You still were not public in your relationship with him.
Correct.
Were freak-offs important?
Integral to us.
Who was at your 21st birthday party in Las Vegas?
Britney Spears, Dallas, Austin.
How did you get them there?
They came for Sean.
You're very beautiful and charming.
Thank you.
It's true. Who is Tommy Mottola?
A well-known producer.
You were an up-and-coming star.
I guess you could say that.
After you signed with Bad Boy, things were still platonic.
Yes.
You had a rough performance.
106 and Park. It did not go well for me.
How did he help you after that?
We did a YouTube video. He said, everybody makes mistakes.
What was wrong?
I couldn't hear myself.
You were dating Mr. Leslie. How much older than you was he?
10 years.
Then you traveled to Miami with Mr. Combs. The flyer of the event was just a cover to spend time with Mr. Combs, right?
That's true.
You had a tattoo of Mr. Leslie's initials on your body, right?
Yes.
How many tattoos did you have then?
At this moment, the prosecution objected on the grounds of relevance. The judge overruled it and said, "But let's keep it moving." 3.
The one on your arm.
No regrets.
Mr. Combs taught you how to do oral censored.
He did.
Look at this. Tell me when you're ready. Can you read it?
You can read it. It's making me laugh. It's from 2007.
You wrote, I feel protected. You are sweet. You wrote, I see that Carrie is better fitting for you. I'm hurt that you think I'm malicious. You're very important to me, ex-Cass. What were you trying to convey?
It's like a journal entry.
You discuss Carrie Morgan. Did you think Mr. Combs was attracted to her?
There was a point in the very beginning.
Did that complication carry on in your relationship?
Not really. Carrie was just always with us.
I'd like to start asking about freak-offs. Sometimes you wore a wig and a mask.
Yes.
The general public did not know.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge told the defense to rephrase the question.
No one knew until November 2023, in the public.
Yes.
Fair to say his career was ruined after your lawsuit.
I can understand that.
Let's read these messages. Mr. Combs wrote, when are you on your period?
Knows now.
What you be thinking about when you horny? Miss Ventura, if you don't want to read the answers, I can read them.
Thank you.
The O has lots of O's after it, right?
Yes.
After a freak-off, you make love with Mr. Combs.
Yes.
Your period. Mr. Combs is asking when you're on it, right?
Yep.
He's asking in the context of when to meet up and have sex.
Looks like it.
Sometimes you watched him with a female.
2 or 3 times.
Did you talk with Mr. Combs about the swingers lifestyle then?
No one talks about it.
Were you keeping freak-offs secret from your friends?
Yes.
His assistants help him.
With everything.
Would you remember if an assistant came in during one of your sessions with an escort?
Not necessarily. I was high.
So you don't remember much.
I had my privacy invaded a lot during that relationship.
This is from July 2012. You say to Mr. Combs, I'm horny and bored. This was after a freak-off, right?
There are a lot of texts here.
At this moment, the prosecution said,
I would ask that the witness be allowed to read the entire document.
Then the judge asked how many pages. The defense said,
8.
Then the prosecution said,
We don't have a copy for the witness.
So the defense said,
We'll show it on the screen.
So it was shown, but not in the public gallery.
You said Mr. Combs often put you down, but he also sent you encouragement and called you a queen, right?
Yes.
At this moment, the judge asked for a sidebar, then continued.
What would trigger Mr. Combs' incessant calls to you?
Anger, doubt about where I was.
If he suspected you of cheating, he'd call you incessantly.
That was one of the reasons.
Because he thought.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
Do you believe Mr. Combs has good taste?
I think he does.
He's had an impact on fashion.
People like his style. Sean John.
Did you consult with him on your look?
Sometimes I got advice I didn't ask for.
He still ran his companies, even while having all these freak-offs, right?
He did.
What was he addicted to?
Success.
What substances? Opiates.
Yes, he told me and I saw it.
Did Mr. Combs' mood depend on whether or not he was withdrawing from opiates?
He was more irritable, I would say.
What other drugs was Mr. Combs addicted to?
At this moment, the prosecution objected on the ground of no foundation, but the judge said, "I'll ask if I want the grounds," then sustained and said to rephrase it.
What was his drug of choice?
Ecstasy or MDMA.
Opiates daily.
When he was doing them.
You saw him withdraw.
Yes.
Let's turn to GX 4-11.
At this moment, the prosecution said,
It's not in evidence yet.
Then they continued.
So B4-14, page 3 and 4, you wrote, I love our FOs when we both want it. You felt that.
Loving FOs were just words at that point.
Mr. Combs wrote to you, I want to freak out right now. And you wrote that you wanted it too. LOL, me too.
I texted more than that.
But you did text that to him. Mr. Combs wrote to you, Jules is available if you're into it. You could have said yes or no, and you said, love you.
There was no yes or no.
Bring up B4-20 on page 2. Mr. Combs wrote, do I have your permission to set up freaky fun? You wrote, ovulation.
Yes.
Here, what do you say?
I asked, which hotel? I must have called him in between. I don't want to assume anything.
He said, montage. You said you could also go to Pleasure Chest. What would you get there?
Censored supplies.
What supplies?
Lubricants, outfits.
He says, have fun, impress me. You say, okay. He says, well, can we kiss a lot? What do you say?
Yes.
You wrote, I left the iPad.
I don't know whose iPad this meant.
Mr. Combs wrote, I'll be there right after my session. This was in June 2017. Do you remember arguments you were having at that time?
Not specifically.
Here you say, the game starts at 10 p.m. No breaking character till 8 a.m.
This was a game a friend of mine told me. A way to rekindle your romance.
By doing something different in the bedroom.
It's a whole, getting into character thing.
Mr. Combs says, let's get some outfits and go to Censored Club. Mr. Combs wrote, surprise package coming from out of state. Why can't I reach you? What do you say?
I was getting my brows done.
Did you come to know Mr. Combs was leaving to freak off to go see Kim Porter?
Yes.
How did you find out about Gina? How did you feel? Did it upset you?
Yes.
It prompted arguments.
It did.
And he thought you were not faithful. What were his reactions?
It was scary.
Mr. Combs wrote to you, let's do something different in NYC this weekend. FYI, Dave hit me. What does hit mean?
Reached out.
And Daniel contacted you. Did this mean you might have a freak off?
Might.
He tells you, you better put me on VIP vibrate alarm or something. He's frustrated you don't answer his texts fast enough.
Right.
You tell him to come to NYC, understanding there could be a freak off.
Maybe.
You also saw the Book of Mormon.
Yes.
Masked Pleasure, is that a censored club?
I would assume.
He asks, are you ready for tonight? What do you say?
Yes, I just have to get some things. This is not about what I felt, right? Because you are skipping over a lot here.
What did you write?
As much as you think you're Bruce Willis, you're not. Your kids were babies when we started dating.
If you saw him on social media on vacation with others, it was heartbreaking.
It could be. I was 7 years in.
And what about this, about Gina? You wrote, I don't want to be a side piece, but I'll treat you as a king. You wanted to be the main girlfriend.
In 2013, yes.
You saw social media posts of Mr. Combs with other girlfriends and got angry, right?
Can I speak? I was jealous of certain situations.
Did there come a time he suspected you were in a relationship with someone in the industry, Mr. Miscouty?
Yes.
Mr. Combs thought it could be good for your career if you collaborated with Mr. Cootie. I mean, Mr. Miscouty.
Yes.
Why did you begin your relationship with Mr. Miscouty?
We enjoyed each other's company.
You were in a relationship with Mr. Combs.
We were on a break.
But you were still doing freak-offs with him.
Yes.
After Mr. Combs found out by going through your phone, you went to see him. You knew he was upset. He previously attacked you.
Yes. I thought I'd be safer with other people there.
Your affair with Mr. Miscouty was only a month long, but you got a burner phone for it.
Right.
Mr. Combs kicked you in the back.
Yes.
This came up later in your relationship, that you had cheated on him with Kid Cudi.
He brought it up quite a bit.
When he cheated, he said, well, you had an affair with Kid Cudi, right?
Sometimes.
He suspected you of having an affair with another person in the industry. You were in South Africa filming.
Yes, Honey 3.
While you were there, you saw a photo of Mr. Combs with Gina and were irate, right?
Angry.
You blocked him and focused on the movie, right?
I tried my best.
Mr. Combs suspected you of a relationship with whom?
Michael B. Jordan.
You sent a video not only to Mr. Combs, but also to staff who? D-Rock.
Yes.
You sent it to them because you were angry with all of them.
I was hurt. I spent all my time with them.
You thought they were in on it, the physical abuse. When did your father learn about it?
Same time as my mother.
Did Mr. Combs come to Connecticut to speak to your parents?
I don't know if it was then.
Carrie Morgan knew about the abuse.
Yes.
The eyebrow gash incident, what was it about?
Didn't answer the phone and went asleep. I was supposed to be packing for a trip.
He was inebriated.
I don't remember that.
Why were you asleep?
A drink at the Abbey had something in it, I think.
Did Mr. Combs ever abuse you while he was inebriated? Then say he didn't remember it.
Yes.
Did you feel he was not taking responsibility?
Yes.
For drugs, you'd both go to rehab.
Rehab wasn't really a thing during our relationship.
The freak-offs were an opportunity for you to take drugs together.
Yes.
You went a lot to Burning Man.
Yes.
Did you ever call yourselves Get High Partners?
We did.
Did you take drugs from him without him knowing it?
Yes.
What was his reaction?
Explosive.
Did he tell LA dealers not to deal to you?
Yes.
You told Miss Coram that you learned only after the fact that Mr. Combs had dangled Miss Bongalan off the balcony.
I'm not sure.
You were on drugs.
I'm not sure.
You got a life coach for your drug use, according to this document.
I don't know who that person is.
You were doing a lot of drugs.
It was a rough time.
You tried to get into a rehab, the Golden Door.
It was a spa. There was a time I lost all sense of smell and taste and woke up in a hospital with an IV in my arm. I tried then to get help.
The time after San Bernardino, you learned that he had overdosed.
A very strong opiate, yes.
Were you ever not addicted to painkillers?
We took ibogaine.
Where did you get it?
Cancun, Mexico, separately.
When Mr. Combs threw you off the boat in Cannes, when he accused you of taking drugs and squeezed your leg.
Among other things.
But you still wanted to be with him.
I did.
Switching topics, when you say Mr. Combs went with guns to find Suge Knight, do you remember telling the government that you did go with them?
No.
Let me show you.
At this moment, the prosecution said,
Just for the parties.
Then they continued.
I did not go with them, so I don't think I said that.
You also did drugs with Miss Morgan, right?
Yes.
Do you recall telling the government that you did not see what he did, hitting her in the head with a wooden hanger?
I saw the hanger. I saw he was angry that I was doing drugs with Carrie.
This broke up your 17-year friendship with her.
It did.
Did you tell Mr. Combs about your relationship with your now husband?
No.
Miss Morgan sued you and Mr. Combs.
Made a demand.
And you paid part of that.
I did.
And you haven't spoken with her since.
Maybe one text.
That was the relationship ender.
Yes.
You would heat up the baby oil.
Yes.
Now, is this from the day before the InterContinental Hotel incident?
At this moment, the prosecution said,
This is a long document. We need time to read it.
So they took a break.
Is this from March 4th?
At this moment, the prosecution said,
With UCT time, it is March 3rd.
Then continued.
Okay, Mr. Combs refers to accessories.
For the premiere.
You sent him an explicit message.
Yes.
He responded with a number of miss he wrote, Too bad you have to work, LOL.
He did.
You ask him, Are you feeling better? Then he's discussing bodily function.
Yes. Could we just clarify what time these messages are really from, with the UCT?
At this moment, the prosecution said,
There's a stipulation on that.
And this document was shown. You can pause to read it if you want. Then they continued.
Mr. Combs went to your premiere lunch at the London Hotel.
He did.
Then he says, I just got out of a spiritual therapy session.
I asked, how did it go?
He said it's a process. This is leading up to the hotel incident. You say, baby, I want to FO so bad. You were asked in your direct and said you didn't want him to ruin your premiere.
Sure.
Mr. Combs says if we start at 7 o'clock p.m. and go until 4 o'clock a.m., you can get enough rest after.
Yes.
He's saying it would be a shorter than usual freak-off.
That's how I would understand it.
What do you say?
Carrie is here. We can't do it at my house.
You say that guy is sick. I'm not gonna ask you what you meant. So you were turning to Johnny. Was he a dancer or an escort?
We hired him as a dancer. but he did what an escort does.
Do you remember the beginning of this freak-off in the InterContinental?
Not really.
The drugs were bad MDMA, right?
I have no idea.
At this moment in court, the trial session was wrapping up for the day. The judge looked at the time and addressed the jury. "It's 5 o'clock, jurors. You may go home. Do not look up anything about the case." As the jurors stood to leave, the judge formally dismissed them, reminding them of the rules. Then the judge addressed Cassie Ventura, who had just completed another day on the witness stand. "Thank you, Miss Ventura. No discussions with the government. We'll see you tomorrow." Cassie then left the courtroom. Once the jury and witness had exited, the judge turned back to the attorneys to get a sense of how much longer this part of the trial might last. "Judge, how much more?" Combs' attorney, Estavao, responded. "Let me check." Then Shelters Johnson added that the government expected about 30 minutes of redirect examination for Cassie Ventura the next day. Combs' lead counsel, Agnafilo, chimed in to say, "We'll figure it out tomorrow." The judge reminded the prosecution to have their next witnesses ready, asking who was expected next. The government responded, "Don Richard." Before officially closing the day, the judge added, "If there are more issues, someone needs to email the court." This was likely in reference to prior concerns or disputes that had come up off the record or off docket. Finally, with no further issues raised, the judge announced, "Court adjourned." That was it for today. What do you think about Cassie's cross-examination? Did you think the defense did better than the prosecution, or did the prosecution do better than the defense? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We will see you tomorrow.